This is my reaction 2017 NFL Week 4 reaction video to the Texans steamrolled the Titans 57-14. I predicted that the Titans would win a great, exciting, entertaining, close game, 31-24. Mariota would throw for 2 TDs. The Titans defense would intercept the ball twice or have 2 interceptions, and Henry would run for 2 TDs. And I'm hugely wrong because Henry didn't run for. He ran for zero TDs. The Titans defense had 1 interception, not 2 interceptions, and Mariota threw for 0 TDs because he ran for 2 TDs, and that was all the Titans points, which was scored in the first half. And the Titans didn't win 31-24, and they didn't win at all because they didn't win because 31-24 because they lost. The Texans steamrolled the Titans, all too easy, no sweat, no problem. All too easy, no challenge, no sweat, 57-14. So congrats to the Texans fans on a record-setting, excellent, all too easy win with the Texans steamrolling the Titans 57-14. They were the great team. They played great from start to finish. So not surprised. Their ferocious defense forced 5 turnovers. They played great from start to finish, including on offense, defense, and special teams. So unsurprising, not astounding. They end up winning, no sweat at all, easily, 57-14. This was the only time this looked like and it wasn't an entertaining, great, close. It wasn't an entertaining, great, close. It wasn't an entertaining, great, close, exciting game. Only time it was entertaining, close, and exciting, or entertaining was when it was 24-14. That's the closest this ever came. That's the only time this was a close game, closest the Titans got, and then it just became terrible or awful again, and the Texans made it worse, mainly in the second half, because the Texans, they scored 30 points in the first half. They almost matched that, and they scored 27 points in the second half. So congrats on the Texans fans on a record-setting, excellent, all too easy, no sweat, steamrolling the Titan win that involved steamrolling the Titans, 57-14. I was hugely wrong, and with all the way, and all the ways I was wrong because I've listed them, and I'm not astounded that the Texans won because it's a toss-up division. It's a division game. It's a toss-up game, and it was in Houston, so it was plausible that the Texans could win. But if someone would have told me that before this game the Texans were going to win, and the defense was going to have the Texans defense was going to have 5 turnovers. They were going to win without any problems at all, 57-14, which would be involving their offense, involving the Texans scoring their most amount of points ever, and then exceeding that same record by scoring a new amount of highest amount of points. I would have found that implausible and unbelievable, but that's exactly what happened, and it was abysmal. It was awful. It was dreadful. It was an abomination, but it's only one game, which is why I'm not going to overreact as if this is the gospel for what the Texans are and what the Titans are, because Titans looked excellent against the Jaguars, 37 to steamrolling them. They ended up steamrolling them. They ended up having another great offense day versus the Seahawks, and then they just stink versus the Texans. So that's why I am not going to put stock into one game as far as what the Titans are as the NFL, what the kind of team the NFL, as if it's a gospel for the Titans are, when obviously it isn't, or what the Texans are when obviously it isn't also. And I was extremely surprised that I was extremely frustrated with the fact that Mariota got injured. Now, even if he didn't get injured, the Titans were going to win this game because the Titans defense, they were not containing the Texans offense, and when you're not able, when a football team can score on offense, but that defense isn't containing the other team, it's usually unlikely that football team, whether NFL, high school, and college, is going to win a football game. And I found out that Mariota he's day-to-day. It's not a severe injury, which is great news, but he's also day-to-day. So it's highly possible that he's not going to. It's going to be it's going to be Castle that's starting for the Titans, or some other backup QB, and not Mariota versus the Dolphins, and for several other games, which is bad, which I would hate, because there's a big difference between Matt Castle and Mariota or Super Mariota. And Castle would have to play, in order for the Titans to win most or all games until Mariota returns. If he's missing the Dolphins game and several other games, he would have to play as a game manager, which I'm not confident that Castle can do for multiple games. One game, okay, that wouldn't be unexpected. That's reasonable, but that's possible. But multiple games until Mariota comes back, if he's missing several games, I imagine my optimism is low on that one. So I really hope that Mariota is able to play against the Dolphins and play for the rest of the season, and he doesn't miss any games at all. And I was extremely surprised. This was an abysmal game. This was not an abomination. I was extremely surprised that it was basically Batman and Robin, the awful movie, Batman and Robin, or the special kind of awful movie, So Bad It's Good. The Room, I just continued to watch to see because of how terrible it was, and to see how much, if it could get worse, and it did get worse, but also likely because I was, at least maybe I was hoping that the defense would show some pride and would still be able to start containing the Texans and not give up a record amount of points, and not give up a record amount of points, and not have another record broken for most amount of points scored. But that didn't happen either, and so that was abysmal. That the Titans that the Texans were able to create a record versus the Titans and break that same record for most amount of points scored, and the new most amount of points scored, which happened in the same game. So that's abysmal. Even though it's one game, that doesn't change. It was still abysmal, and I really hate that happened. And I was so pissed off. I was so frustrated. I was so freaking angry and furious with the Texans steamrolling the Titans, both on defense and on offense, that I wanted the Titans defense to hit Watson so damn hard, hit Hopkins so damn hard, hit Fuller so damn hard, hit anybody that has the damn ball so damn hard that their helmets come the hell off and they're losing the freaking ball. That's how much I hated today's result, even though it's one game. I utterly hated the result, and the offense was getting dominated and contained, including with Watt with this one freaking Delaney Walker. I wanted Henry to be running towards Watt and getting him by the pads or by the throat if it's actually legal and slamming him to the damn ground along with the rest of the Texans defense. That's how freaking furious I was that I wanted something of that nature to be hitting him so damn hard that his freaking helmet comes off and he starts to bleed blood. That's how freaking pissed off and furious and rageful I was at this freaking abomination, this abysmal loss. So that is my reaction to the Texans steamroll the Titans for the 2017 NFL Week 4 game, which the Texans won easily, no sweat, all too easy, as Darth Vader would say. Darth Vader said all too easy, and that's exactly what it was for the Texans. That's exactly what it was for the Texans when they steamrolled the Titans 57-14. It was all too easy. That's my reaction to the Texans steamrolled the Titans 57-14. Oh yeah, and I also forgot not just that, but I also wanted the Titans to start scoring points, and not just start scoring points, but to come back and win the damn game. But they didn't. But it's only one game, so regroup, play better for the game against the Dolphins and in other games.